I'm Jim Parker, and we're sitting here at the Windsor Star News Cafe for another edition of Sitting with the Spitfires. Today, Cristiano, DiGiacinto, and Aaron Luchuk have joined us. Guys, 3 games left in the regular season, and I don't know, are there still goals left to sort of accomplish these last 3 games?
Yeah, I think you never want to go into the playoffs with any bad habits, so these last 3 games are obviously pretty big to kind of sharpen our game up and kind of a dress rehearsal for the big dance coming in the playoffs.
Do you still look at the Sarnias thing? Do you still even talk about the division, or are you more concerned about sort of getting your game in shape at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I feel we just want to play strong and play our game and bring that into playoffs. So, you know, whether we catch Sarnia or not, you know, it doesn't matter who we play in the first round. We're going to play the same, no matter if it's, you know, the best team in our league or the worst team. We're gonna play to our strengths, and that's what these 3 games are. Like Luch said, they're basically a dress rehearsal, and they're going to help us, you know, as we start off that first round.
I mean, far different from last year when you were sort of looking at the uphill battle, trying to make the playoffs. You know you're in. Is it a different feeling this time around?
Yeah, it's really different. Like we were talking on the way over here. That's like, remember last year, kind of we were already pretty much packed up, ready to go home. Kind of guys were just out of it pretty much. Like it was just one of those things. But this year, I think like guys aren't even thinking about anything else other than the playoffs right now, and just focusing pretty much everything on going far, making a deep run, and hopefully doing something special.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. I mean, you know, you can think some guys are going home this week, and we can be going home in 2 weeks or 2 months. So it's pretty crazy to think about. Like, you know, it's that thrill of playoffs, and you know, it was a lot different than my first year when we were in the playoffs. You know, it's now I'm an older guy. It's really, you know, it's put a lot more pressure on myself. I mean, it's really exciting. It's a really fun time.
It was a little different that first year too, because you were a 5th seed back then, playing Lennon, who was a 4th seed, but it was a team that had sort of traded a lot of players at the deadline to sort of look to the future. It's a little different this year if you're in the 5 seed and playing against Hitcher in the 4 seed.
Yeah, I mean, we were contending. We were in first place in our division all year. I mean, you know, it was a tough road at the end here, but I mean, you know, we're a team that other teams don't want to play against, especially in a playoff series. So I mean, we're not worried at all in the room. I mean, we're pretty excited. It doesn't matter who we play. I mean, we're all pretty happy with just being in and being ready to shine and getting things going in playoffs.
I mean, you're looking at almost a 30-point turnaround from last year. I mean, do you get a chance to sort of stop and reflect and savor that, or you can't do that when you get into the playoffs?
I mean, it's obviously it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously it's been a big year for a lot of guys this year. So, but at the same time, the stats really mean nothing unless our team does anything special. So, team success is obviously the utmost importance, especially in our room. Rock's been preaching that for a long time now. So. Yeah, obviously it's nice, but I think anyone on the team would trade personal success for team success.
I mean, you talk about coming down to the stretch. Have you noticed the intensity level? Because it's been a little bit of up and down the last couple of weeks. Is the intensity level in the league changed much, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's teams fighting for points, there's teams fighting for spots, home ice advantage. I mean, this last final stretch, you know, after Christmas, it really started, you know, getting really tough on us, you know, especially when you're practicing every day and, you know, you're playing sometimes long road trips. You know, we've had a couple long ones. Owen Sound, we didn't get back to what, 4 or 5 in the morning. It's really starting to tear you apart, like your body. It's really starting to feel the 68 games. But I mean, once playoff hits, it's a whole new world. It's like something that, like, you know, it's all new, it's all fresh, and it's like it's a completely different animal. It's a different beast. So we're excited for it. I mean, but it's been a long season.
Do you look back? I mean, is there anything special you look back and remember in the season?
Yeah, there's obviously special moments like in every season for each person. I mean, for me personally, there's an overtime goal and Sault Ste. Marie and stuff. And I think what else is cool, I mean, for our team is just kind of once we realized that, like, we had a chance to do something special. I think beginning of the year, no one counted us to do on anything. People had us ranked, finishing last again. And I think once in the room, we kind of inside, after we had that pretty hot start to start the season, I think everyone kind of realized that there's a chance we could be doing something pretty special this year. But I think that was kind of a pretty cool moment. I mean, it was never said, obviously, but kind of when everyone kind of realized that this could be something pretty cool. Yeah, it's something I'll remember for sure.
Anything special you remember from the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, just being on such a hot team. I mean, you know, we made some big trades. We really pushed, like I said, from last year. You know, no one expected us to do this well. We were making CHL top 10 rankings. You know, honorable mentions, and that's crazy to see just how much your team success success really strives on, and it's crazy to think about that we're doing so well, and like Luch said, after those first 5-10 games, we were really confident in ourselves, and just to see the atmosphere in the room was crazy. So I mean, yeah, that was an awesome experience. Just building up. I haven't been on a team like that all my 3 years here, so it's pretty sweet.
You guys talk about that. I mean, people not expecting much. Do you find that's different now?
Yeah, I think obviously at the beginning of the year we were catching teams off guard and stuff, but no, we've definitely carved out a pretty good reputation in this league that we're going to be a team that's going to be really tough to play against, some that you really don't want to play against, and I think that's been greatly due to Rocky, the way his systems come in. Him, Lutz, Jug, they've done an awesome job with our team, and no, I mean I don't think teams want to face us in the playoffs. We're obviously a big, tough team, and we're built for playoff hockey, so I think we'll be good.
Has that changed too? I mean, as far as approach to games going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is for our team, we still are a younger team. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that guys learn still, even to these last games. And I mean, it's the biggest thing I feel is going to be our roles. What role do you have coming into playoffs? And when I played my first year, it was knowing my role and knowing what I had to do. And I just feel like we're a young team, but if we can do that, if we know all of our roles, guys who score, guys who play strong defensively. It's all about our roles, and I feel if we do that well, then we have a good chance to go really far in these playoffs.
I think the depth scoring's been talked about, or been a bit of a problem the last couple of weeks, but I still think that's one of the strengths for this team going into the playoffs.
Yeah, obviously we're a pretty high-scoring team, and obviously the big line, our first line's been just kind of they've been playing unbelievable the past couple of weeks and stuff like that. So, no, it's not something to really worry about or anything like that. I mean, everyone's going to go through slumps and times where the puck's just not going their way. So, I mean, obviously, like all 4 lines be going, but that's very rare that everyone's going to be going at the same time. So, I think for guys like me, Deej, guys like that who score goals and put up points as well, that once playoffs come, that we got to start. I mean, everyone's got to kind of chip in their own way, whether it's blocking a shot, taking a big hit, or scoring goals. So
and that's where the roles come in again. I mean, we know guys that even if they are in slumps, playoff time comes, it's crazy how things change. Just that one goal could mean a game, and I feel that pressure is good for us. I mean, a regular season, if you miss something, it's like kind of whatever. But in playoffs, it's every shift counts, and I feel our team's very good with pressure. I feel you tell a guy this is a big deal, like it's game 7 in the series. I feel like even though our team's young, we can handle it well. Just being around the room, there's a lot of strong guys in there. So I'm pretty confident in guys that if they are in slumps now, that come playoff time it'll be back to the way they can play, and as long as they know their role again, then we'll be great.
You got Kitchener on Thursday. I mean, a potential first rounder. Is there any more emphasis on that game than there would be anything else?
Yeah, I think, if we do end up playing them in the first round, that obviously we want to kind of send a message to them this game that it's going to be a tough series if we do end up playing them, and it'll be an exciting game. I mean, obviously they're a really good team, and we've had some pretty good battles during this year, so it'll be fun. I mean, obviously it'll be tough ones. They're a good team, but no, it should be a good game.
You excited to sort of get the season behind you and sort of get to that next step?
I mean, it's crazy how fast the season went by. I mean, like last week I thought it was Christmas. Like it's crazy how time's flying. But we've been really looking forward to this. The whole month of February, especially right when we clinched. I mean, this is something we're all looking forward to, and we can't wait for it to start.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think that'll just about wrap it up. Thanks for stopping in, guys, for an episode of Sitting with the Spits, and see you next time. Thank you.